Hey everyone, welcome back. This is BBT Tech, and today we're looking at the new Razer BlackShark V3 Pro. This is Razer's flagship wireless esports headset, and it promises insane low latency, powerful new drivers, and active noise cancellation. Basically, it's everything you want for competitive gameplay. But here's the twist. I'm going to compare these to my Sennheiser IE600s because switching between them really shows you what this headset is doing right and what it gives up compared to pre-audiophile gear. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the specs and features. And I won't go too in depth with this section, but you can check for the full details on Razer's website. What the Razer BlackShark V3 Pro is rocking this year is that it's got new 50mm drivers, a hybrid ANC, and a claim of up to 70 hours of battery life. Truth be told, I only managed to get around 55 to 60 hours of battery life on this headset when I compared it with the Death Adder V4 Pro when I had it both set to their 70-hour usage. This headphone was always dying before the mouse did. As well, it's coming in with a nice detachable 12mm mic that I will give you guys a nice sound comparison between this and my Shure separate boom arm mic. As well, I'll talk about the differences and why someone may want to get a package like this, an all-in-one setup, versus a more audiophile geared setup with separate IEMs or headphones and a standalone microphone. Okay, so let's go right into the microphone segment of this review. The microphone is honestly quite good, especially for an all-in-one package, with this headset coming in at a total of $360 and a separate boom arm microphone with a stand is about $400 to $500. And that's not including your IEMs, which could range from anywhere between $30 to $1,000. So this is an all-in-one package that does pack a punch. And for the quality, honestly, it's pretty decent. What you're hearing right now is from the headset itself, and I can go through the settings later on in the video, but I just want to share with you guys how this is a huge quality of life upgrade for someone that is normally using a boom arm, because you don't have that microphone right in your face when you're gaming. As in this video right here, you see me playing Counter-Strike, I have this microphone in front of my screen, and yes, like you don't really notice it when you really logged into the game, but every now and then you do sort of see it in your peripheral vision. So with the BlackShark mic, the mic is right here, always with me inside my headset, and because it's wireless, I can literally stand up, grab a drink, and still be in comms with my squad. I don't have to be fully locked in, sit it in a certain position to use that microphone. Okay, so let's get into the BlackShark V3 Pro Synapse. You know, honestly, Synapse is actually not too bad, and a lot of people do complain about how laggy this thing can be, but honestly, it hasn't really affected my PC at all. So let's go right into the settings here. You can go from stereo to THX Spatial audio. Honestly, I do prefer the stereo signature and the default audio equalizer. You can test out the game, movie, music, and esports, and you can also make your own custom profile, but honestly, with the way this headset is tuned, I do like it in its default configuration. For enhancements, I left it the way it is, pretty much. Nothing too crazy here. And then for the microphone, I boosted this up to 100 because the microphone can be a little bit quiet off of initial usage. And with the microphone enhancements, I noticed that the microphone noise cancellation with around 25 is the best audio quality. Now, if I change this to 100 or around this range, you can definitely tell the difference between the settings. Volume normalization, I think it just really makes your microphone sound louder, and it doesn't really do much in the voice clarity. Speaking of voice clarity, I don't really like this at all as well. I just don't feel like it really brings out the natural sound of my voice. So yeah, my honest recommendation is to use the mic noise cancellation at 25 to 30. As well, for the power indicator status, it does alert you with the dongle, and the device will turn off after about 15 minutes of inactivity. What's really fantastic about this headset is that it's also super versatile. You get a 2.4 gigahertz dongle that you should be using for most of your gaming sessions, as that is the audio preference for lower latency. You also get Bluetooth, USB, and 3.5 millimeters of a headphone jack to connect this to your PC. Now let's talk about the weight of this headphone as well. This is a hefty boy coming in at 384 grams with the microphone attached. You know, this is really an adjustment period for someone that normally uses IEMs, which, let's see, it's about like 19 grams in your ears with the cable attached, but you really don't notice it at all, right? But with this, you will get that next train. In about a couple hours, you're gonna get that infamous headset dent. And you know, nothing screams like you've been gaming all day when you go out for lunch or dinner and you got that headset dent where everyone can see. But that just goes to show you've been fraying it out all day. So, you know, it is what it is. Now let's go into the sound profile of the BlackShark V3 Pro. Sound-wise, this thing is definitely tuned for competitive gaming and esports. Bass is elevated, footsteps and explosions pack a punch. You got that thump with authority. Mids are clean enough, and you can definitely differentiate the gameplay sounds with your callouts and your teammates' voices. Moving into the treble, it's a little bit sharp, I would say, and sometimes can be a little bit fatiguing when you're hearing a lot of gunshots like an AK-47 on Counter-Strike 2. But where this really does shine is the positional awareness. The audio makes it feel like everything's locked directly in front of you. It's focused almost like a audio tunnel vision. That's a huge plus for shooters because it does forces your attention where it matters most. Granted, you're not going to get the best sounding gameplay, but you got to pick your poison. You want something that sounds really good or something that's going to help you with your footsteps and positional awareness. Okay, but I do have to compare these with my daily drivers, the IE600s. When I swap in between these two, I'd say the IE600s, despite being IEMs, the soundstage is much wider and I can hear more of the environment. As well, I can hear background instruments, reverb, little details much more clear than I do with these headsets. For music or cinematic games, that space feels incredible with the IE600s, whereas the BlackShark, by comparison, feels a lot more closed off. Not in a bad way, but sort of like it's like blinders for your ears, putting everything right in front of you and anything else in the atmosphere is pretty much removed. This does have a higher focus and emphasis on footsteps in games than the IEMs. So that is the second trade-off that you have to consider when picking these up. So final verdict, and for me, how would I use this and my IEM 600s? If I'm grinding and I'm trying to really lock in, I don't want to have a boom arm microphone in front of me, and I don't really care too much on how my voice quality sounds with my friends, and I'm grinding ranked matches in CS2, I'll definitely pick the BlackShark V3 Pro. I want to be locked in, focused, with a boosted bass and footsteps and low latency wireless. This is the one to go for. Now, if I'm, being a little bit more chill and I want to listen to more music as well as just vibing out with my friends, and I don't want them to hear a lower quality of a microphone since all of us do run the same Shure microphone, I'll definitely use these. So the final verdict though, honestly, I have used gaming headsets throughout my 20 years of gaming, and these are the only ones I could really say meet up to my standard of quality for picking out a headset. The Razer BlackShark V3 Pro is one of the best gaming headsets you can buy right now. It's not as refined or spacious as a high-end IEM or headphone like the IE600 and the recent video that I'm releasing on the HD660S2, but that is not the point. This is for a competitive focus and immersion. It nails it. So yeah, if you're a sweaty ranked player, this is the headset for you. And that is it for the review. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe as well. This is your boy BBT Tech, signing out. Peace.